see Zora Jones dabbling in all kinds of genres here, fusing different elements of electronic ideas together. We got trap EDM, we got future bass, we got Wonky, we got Deconstructed, club. The entire album has a really good flow to it, but at the same time it feels like one big experiment. Each track tries something slightly different, and you can sort of hear the ideas coming together on these tracks, and it's pretty impressive for what it is. I mean, I've definitely been enjoying this kind of music a lot more this year, so of course this Zora Jones album was easily something I had to lay my ears onto, and I think for an artist that I hadn't really heard of before, it's pretty damn impressive. There's this cartoonish energy across many of these tracks, particularly Ceasefire is a good example of that, where you can sort of imagine something like this being worked into some kind of creepy, weird animated series. You've got the strange warp bizarreness of tracks like Paranoid, where everything just feels so odd and a bit claustrophobic as well. The idiosyncratic flows just take you to a new place, honestly. It's like being stuck in a sleep paralysis. You know how like in sleep paralysis you're meant to see some weird things going on? Well, this song is the song that's playing during those dreams. This is the audio, whereas the visuals are all fucking weird and warped. This would be the song playing because it just fits that somehow. Tracks like these showcase that Zora is here to give us something that you wouldn't necessarily hear on many of the projects, even within this genre, within this style, within this nicheness that you would only find somewhere randomly on the internet. But at the same time, for a relatively unknown artist, you're definitely getting something that I think you wouldn't always find elsewhere. I mean, sure, Sister's Blade would totally fit onto a Tonight or even Hudson Mohawk project, but still, she has this way of like manipulating her style to fit. And I like the way this album gives off this odd aesthetic to it. It's quite a interesting listen in that sense. She takes things even slightly further on tracks like Melancholy Process, where the vocals take way more of a shine than they have on previous tracks. In fact, they dominate the track more so than they actually probably should, but even still, my appreciation for the fact that she is delivering something here that you're not necessarily finding on every track is showcasing that she is offering a bit of experimentation in the way that she's presenting this album. Even if I'm just not that big on the vocals themselves, especially on I Wanna Lose You, this 2 track run is a bit weak, I must say. Like, maybe it's just me personally who isn't into these vocals, but I feel like they should be sort of manipulated in a more interesting way because they do override the songs, and I'm just not really entertained by them. I'm more here for Low Orbit Iron Cannon, which has this icy as hell production. Honestly, it's so frosty and so chilling, but at the same time, it's a great listen too. I mean, the beat on this track is fantastic as well. Reminds me of something that would fit on that Xavier Stone, I'm not sure how you'd say that name. The album Thirst, which came out a few years ago, wasn't really big on the album to be honest, but I sort of feel like this could fit on there somewhere. The final 2 tracks kick into gear with fantastic production. The really short track that comes after the 2 vocal tracks, I could really do without, or at least extend it. The track Hung Fire really feels like it's going somewhere, and I'm just ready for the drop to bounce in and just take me away. I was just waiting for some kind of like huge burst of energy, but it never really comes because the track just sort of ends. But at least you do get a nice little run right at the end of the album. Overall, I think this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I enjoy this. Not totally head over heels for it. There are some aspects of it that just don't really grip me. But the main reason I wanted to do this video was really to just shine a light on an artist like this. I mean, I love doing that on this channel anyway. But I feel like there's a decent audience for Zora Jones and what she's doing on this album. And really the potential, I think, that there is in what she's doing is remarkable. Like, I am expecting massive things in a few years on the next release, because I think she could drop something totally out of the ordinary and absolutely stellar but I don't know if this album is quite there just yet. So for me, I think a 6.5 out of 10 is where I'm at, but you know, don't focus on the score too much. This is more of a recommendation really than anything else. The score is just secondary. Don't be put off by listening to it just because of the number, because I do want to shine a light on this. I do think it's got some qualities that people could really latch onto. And the thing is, again, I've said this, but the potential of where this could go, like the building blocks are all there. It's on its way to being fantastic, and I'm just excited to see where this artist goes next. So thank you for watching this review. It's a fairly niche album, but if you have heard it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. That would be great. Thank you for watching again. Do have a good day. Subscribe if you haven't already, and goodbye.